So in some situations, a 19,999 mile lease is better than a 20, but not always. We start with a 15,000 mile lease, and then I add in the actual miles of 19,999, and I see what my payment becomes. Now I convert it to a 20,000 mile per year lease, and the payment is $10 higher if I do the 20,000 mile lease. They're almost identical, except that by prepaying the miles, I have a lot more flexibility, because if he gets out of that lease a little bit early or ends up driving less miles, then he'll get a refund of miles that he prepaid.
So he will get that refund.
If you do a 20,000 mile lease, that is your base residual, and now you're locked into that. So if you end up driving the car 30,000 miles and you were allowed 60, you don't get anything back, other than maybe you would be in an equity position. But in this case, you could be in an equity position and potentially get a refund for those miles. Let us work it up this way. Do they have any fleet of any kind?
No, just Amex.
Perfect. Anything they'd be trading?
No trade.
Are they going to come here, or are we going to ship to them?
Probably ship. He said he'd fly up here just to do paper and everything, but he goes, I probably wouldn't drive it back.
He thought he had to put down 20 grand?
He said, I'm totally ignorant of leasing. I said, if you were retailing this 15, 20 day all day long, but if you're leasing,
Yeah, no need.
not necessary.
All right, so I'm going to include shipping. I've got American Express in there, which on a C43 right now is a $2,500 incentive.
Sweet.
Overall, which is great. Yeah, these are really enticing right now. So the way I would explain to him is that we have two options, and I've talked about this in several of my videos. You could do 20,000 miles per year as a published residual by Mercedes-Benz. It takes the 15,000 mile residual and it drops it by 5%. So depending on how expensive the car is and the term, etc., that might end up being more cost effective or less cost effective than pre-purchasing 4,999 miles per year at 20 cents a mile. The beauty of this is that if he ends up driving a little bit less, technically speaking, you would have 3 less miles allowance versus the 20K. But if you end up not using a bunch of those miles, you'll get a refund.